Well, Fisherman here for a post-match review of Bromley versus Ipswich. Um, so let's get into it. If you like my post, like my video, that'd be brilliant. 50 likes, if you don't mind, I'd be appreciated. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Come along, have your say in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer any questions or talk about the game. As for the game, let's talk about it. Right, well, the lineup was Walton, Davis, Capri, Wolfie, and Young, with Cameron, Braddock, and Chappers, with Jack Clark, Al-Hamadi, and Ogbeni, and I probably missed one out there, actually. I'm sure I missed one out, actually. Oh, yeah, Jack Clark. I'll get on to Jack Clark in a minute. Okay, game. Look, typical game. We play players that haven't really played much and played together. So, look, it wasn't a great first half. Wasn't a great watch. To go 1-0 down was very disappointing, to say the least. Second half, first 15 minutes, I thought we were good for the equaliser, and I thought then we'd go on and win it, and we failed to deliver. And penalties. Look. Penalties are a lottery. Purse poor penalty, mate. You know, it's no good giving it the big one at the weekend on Friday night and saying, yeah, that's bread and butter. That was a shocking penalty. Very poorly hit, with no power, no conviction. And then Al-Hamadi came up to take one, and look, talking to many people, as I was on my phone, we all said, nah, he's never going to hit, he's never going to score this, and we were right. Look, Al-Hamadi, not good enough for the Championship. I think he needs to move on, and go to another club and, and start a career somewhere else, because I just don't think he's good enough for this club. Which brings me on to another player who is really starting to get on my nerves and really starting to wind me up, and that's Jack Clark. The amount of times in that first half he gave that ball away was embarrassing. He was literally, I mean, honestly, and then he just kept running into traffic. It was just so poor, and I just feel like we've bought a Jack. It's like we got him off Temu. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself a nice boat off Temu and end up with a Lilo. And that's what we've ended up with, I think. So for me, Jack Clark, he's not the answer. He's just been bloody awful. Wasn't impressed with him last season. Certainly not impressed with him so far this season. And if you can't shine against a club like Bromley, and you can't, you can't even put a string of a few passes together, or understand your game and not run into traffic, then you're not good enough for this club. So I'm sorry, but people are going to probably disagree with me, but that's the bottom line. I'm just fed up of watching him, and he just bores the hell out of me. So that's my biggest negative tonight. I'm not going to worry about the game too much. It is what it is. We need to concentrate on the league, and that's the most important thing. We've got to concentrate on the league. We've got Akpom in. Hopefully he will give us a bit more, something a bit more substance up front. But we've got to sort out the Amari situation. We've got to sort out Broadhead situation, and I still think we need 2 or 3 players to come in. As tonight, very disappointing. It was a hard watch at times. Some players out there look like they're still suffering with the old relegation, shall we say, hangover. But on to the next game, Southampton at home. Let's see where we end up on that one. But I've seen on social, Kieran McKennan's under pressure. No, he's not. No, he's not under pressure. You can't say things like that. And I'm normally the first one to criticise a manager. The end of the day is, there's things behind the scenes that we don't know about. Especially with look, Ashton's the one that's frustrated me, because he should have sort of come out to the fans and at least give us some idea what's going on, because this transfer window has been a bit of a disaster, really. It's only the fact that we've had Cajuste come in and Akpom in the last sort of few 3 or 4 days is the reason why we have something to be a little bit positive about. Anyway, as for tonight, shocking first half, didn't get that much better in the second half, and we got what we deserved. Nothing out of the game. So that's it. Well done, Bromley. I think your players did well. And let's go. Let's go on to the next game at Southampton. So anyway, like I say, like, subscribe. The fisherman's gone.